This guy can upgrade any of his equipment at a fraction of the usual cost, thanks to an ultra-rare artifact he obtained after clearing 999 floors of the tower. For other players, upgrading is a long and expensive process that slows down their progress. But with this artifact, our guy plans to surpass even his previous record and conquer every floor of the Tower of Gods. Here's how it all began. Stakes are running high in a tournament of a game called Tower of God. Players are going sweaty in try-hard mode and everyone's banking on Subai to win. This dude is out here moving like let me solo her from Elden Ring. He deals the finishing blow and clears the 999th level of the game. The crowd goes wild until suddenly, boom, consciousness shot. Subai dies instantly and travels to a spiritual dimension of the game. When he opens his eyes, he arrives in the classroom of the game, the starting point of all players. Bro beat the game so hard they yeeted his ass right inside it. Subai takes a few glances around him and quickly learns that he's literally a part of the game now. This is the Yan Kingdom. Entering the Tower of God has strict requirements. But luckily for our boy, he's the top sweaty pro gamer for this game. The idea of being yeeted by Heart Attack Kun doesn't scare him. It actually excites him. The best part? No one's cleared more than 99 floors in this version of the game. This means a dude like Subai would be a god amongst their ranks. The instructor tells the students to crush the crystal, immediately teleporting them away to the newbie zone. Smashing it in his palm, Subai officially starts his real experience with the thrilling game. Unfortunately, Bro's data has been wiped clean, so he's got to start over from scratch. Subai spawns into the beginner zone and discovers a unique artifact as a reward for clearing the final floor. This supreme artifact trumps all other class types in the game, ranging from rough to common, excellent to rare, perfect to legendary, and finally epic and supreme. This supreme artifact helps him upgrade any equipment with a 100% success rate at the cost of a small fee. With this, Subai is already ahead of the competition. Setting his sights on the beginner tavern, he wonders if the tavern lady still remembers him. Our boy inspects his beginner stats and realizes that this is no longer just a game without consequences. Every move he makes is going to risk his life, so even a 10% stat boost at the start is a godsend. The nice thing about his supreme artifact is that it automatically detects upgradable gear. The idea that even a piece of basic shitty equipment can be upgraded surprises our boy. Bro goes all in but suddenly forgets that he's broke as shit and doesn't have coins to make the upgrade. Subai sets his goal to make some bread money, knowing that in this world it is capable of solving every problem. Let's talk about the Tower of God's mechanics. Newbies are granted a 7-day grace period to secure class advancement through 10 floors. Players who fail to achieve an advancement crystal are terminated from the game, leading to the expulsion of countless players. Zooming in at the bar, our boy is currently rizzing up a bad bitch baddie with a proposal. Subai offers her a bunch of rare cocktail recipes, but she doesn't believe him one bit. The tavern lady offers Subai her full attention, even with her stress balls. Our boy tells her to chill out and writes down the recipe. She takes it, promising to beat the shit out of him if this is a trick. I mean, I know a lot of people who would intentionally fuck up the recipe for that deal, but Subai isn't a simp, and in only 5 minutes, his recipe comes to life in the form of a beast blood cocktail. The customers are shocked, demanding a taste of the drink for dozens of coins. However, she roars at them, emphasizing that it's only hers to drink. The baddie drinks to her delight, meanwhile her top fights for its life. By the time she's done chugging it down, the girl is literally horny and wants more recipes. Subai offers her 5 recipes for 20 gold coins, an offer that really pleases her. The deal is secured, securing him enough money to upgrade. The tavern lady is straight up wifey material too, because she offers this guy an excellent grade weapon just for free. This beautiful blade is called the Refined Dagger. He thanks her and leaves, ambiguously rizzing her up by suggesting they're old friends. Outside, our boy commences his upgrades. With just a handful of silver coins, his weapon's quality skyrockets with boosted stats. Now he can easily clear the first floor without difficulty. Subai arrives in the outer region of the beginner zone, where the shittiest losers imaginable are hunting rabbits and acting tough. Bro walks by them, calling them pussies for preying on something so harmless and cute. One of the guys warns him from approaching a danger zone, but the idea is so baffling to him that our boy doesn't even care. Suddenly, a wind serpent creeps up from behind to attack him. Subai reacts so quickly with his blade that it doesn't even faze him, turning the thing into sushi. The rest of these beginner-level noobs are at a loss for words, acting like he just split the earth or something, when really it was just a level 1 monster. These guys warn him to be careful against the serpents as one critical hit could spell his hand. Appreciating the tip, he tosses them a copper coin and leaves. The losers think that he's lost his mind and will inevitably be killed, but Subai is treating this place like a breeze. Another wind serpent attempts to flank him, only to get stabbed in the neck. Unfortunately, the grind is way too slow at this stage. This means our boy has to pick up the pace and eliminate hordes of monsters to clear the first floor. 3 more of these flying fuckheads arrive, only to get cut up like paper with a couple of slashes. Subai enjoys farming experience points and coins off of them, while the system officially makes an announcement regarding the 10th season of the tower. An excitement takes over him. This time, he's got the supreme artifact by his side. Nothing is going to stop this man from securing the first kill reward. Meanwhile, the loser party is yapping about who gets to be the first person to secure the first kill. Typically, the three great families are known for securing the first kill each year. Lin Yuchan, the eldest daughter of her family, is so stacked that her gear costs tens of millions alone. To her, these losers are worthless insects who can only kill rabbits. Not our boy, though. He's chopping up these flying noodles like no tomorrow. At long last, Subai meets his experience requirement for the next level and evolves to level 2. He even got a shitty iron chest for it. Inspecting stats, Subai discovers the system leaderboard. Some of the players are speedrunning level 3 already. He wasted too much time focusing on the supreme artifact, but now his main goal is to steal the lead of the top players. But first, Subai is interested in the chest before him. Popping open the black iron chest, our boy unlocks a basic cloth armor with an additional 30 copper coins. Subai is put under the dilemma of either boosting his premium dagger or upgrading his armor. Knowing that the beginner zone boss isn't going to be hard to beat, he decides to spend the upgrade on his premium dagger. The system requests him to choose the number of upgrades for it. Subai only selects a single upgrade, costing him 50 copper coins. With this, the blade evolves into a refined dagger. Saying, "Fuck it, we ball," this man decides that it's time to boost it to the max. For a 7 times upgrade, Subai selects the option and spends the necessary coins. The system kickstarts his weapon's evolution cycle. The refined dagger has now acquired 8 additional points, and its physical attack is capable of dealing 60 damage at one time. The weapon is straight out of Valorant, and the upgrades boosted the dagger's attack power. Subai flings it around, satisfied with the new speed. Even though the weapon is merely an excellent quality, its stats are actually comparable to a rare weapon. This is all possible with the help of the supreme clock at his disposal. Believing that he's ready for the first floor, our boy steps forward to challenge the Tower of God. Let's talk about the boss's respawn system. It only respawns 10 times on the first day. Any person who is capable of slaying it can advance right into the first floor of the tower. Even if the boss is attacked by an entire team, only a few people are allowed to enter the tower on the first day. Having arrived at the ruins, our boy patiently waits. Suddenly, the sound of fighting draws his attention. Panic sets in. He had no idea that someone had already arrived before he could. Subai steps on the gas pedal and rushes in to steal the first kill for himself. Meanwhile, the team that is currently raiding is having no difficulty cornering the goblin horde. Observing from his little hiding spot, Subai is baffled to see some sweaty whales buying top-tier weapons on the first day. His confusion is quickly answered when he spots Lin Yuchan from the Lin family, the same young woman who has a gear set worth tens of millions. At this point, Bro's mighty dagger feels dirt cheap next to her shit. Her team members scramble on ahead to charge at the goblins. Her personal assistant, Blonde Boy, thinks that they'll easily reach the first floor in no time. However, Lin Yuchan highlights that the other 2 major families might also be tailing them closely. Suddenly, Yuchan senses someone's presence and immediately calls out the man hiding nearby. It's our boy, who gives up after being exposed and greets calmly. Yuchan's assistant questions what team he belongs to, with our boy assuring that he's playing solo, so there's no team with him. He also emphasizes that he doesn't want any trouble and was simply passing by. But the young lady is suspicious of his words. She and her team are filled to the brim with top-tier equipment, and even then it took them 30 minutes just to get through the forest. And yet, this guy arrived at a similar time all on his own. Subai plays innocent and bids them farewell. Zhangfei is suspicious and accuses Subai of stalling them so he can take on the boss. Sensing urgency to act, the young lady stops one of her battalions and orders them to cooperate with each other, just so that they can prevent Subai from leaving. She has no intention of losing her first boss to a random nobody. 7 warriors rush down our boy. Subai isn't worried about getting jumped and merely calls the situation annoying. Manifesting his dagger, he taunts them for dragging him in their mess. The snarky assistant thinks that our boy is being arrogant, as he's nothing more than a level 2 newbie against a group of fighters. The warriors quickly pounce on our boy, while Subai is more than happy to entertain them. The first attack is in the form of an arrow, which Subai casually deflects with a simple reaction. This attack was actually from the young lady herself, and his reflexes shocked her. Next up, there are 2 warriors lunging forth for an aerial strike. Subai cuts them like vegetables with a single slice. His monstrous reaction speed stuns the shitty hair blonde. All of a sudden, the level 2 rookie appears no different than a boss monster himself. Aura farming to the max. Our boy humbles the group by reminding them that they're way below his caliber, even if they possess good equipment. Saying so, he goes on the offensive, slicing down 3 more men with critical hits back to back. Witnessing his unstoppable rampage, the assistant experiences an "oh shit we're cooked" moment and calls for a retreat. Still maintaining his arrogance, he threatens Subai for having messed with the wrong family, but our boy doesn't give a damn and walks like he owns the place. It doesn't matter who it is, he's going to kill anyone who poses an obstacle to him. Despite Bitch Boy's anger issues, Lady Yuchan tells her lapdog to shut up. Zhangfei is stunned to see her sudden concession. Extending an offer, Yuchan pitches the interesting solo player a deal. The thing is, Lady Yuchan has a good head on her shoulders. She has already judged Subai to be exceptional for arriving all alone and defeating multiple men. Her ridiculous sudden proposal baffles Virgin Zhangfei, who calls our boy a mere solo player. but Yuchan tells him to shut up again, reminding him that their objective is to conquer the Tower of God without exception. Our boy thinks it's a fair deal, and assures them that he won't attack or disturb their group again, provided that they grant him a protection tax benefit, a silver coin for each person. Subai thinks that it's a fair price, but Simp Fei is losing his marbles at the young man's audacity. For the third time, the young lady tells her lapdog to shut up. The young lady surrenders 3 coins as a token of friendship. She also wants our boy to add her as a friend. Subai is chill with that offer, as long as she can offer another gold coin. This man is out here squeezing the gold out of her. Yuchan casually accepts the offer, while Zhang Fei is twitching like a loser. The baddie makes a second suggestion, recommending that Subai and the team hunt the beginner boss together. Her continued interest in the first boss's defeat is clearly evident in Subai's observation. Knowing that, he accepts the deal, as long as they can settle on another condition. Yuchan hears him out, as he makes a ridiculous offer again. Our boy wants to take full control of the group as part of their strategy to defeat the boss. Subai doesn't give a flying rat's ass. The only way he's gonna let them participate in the kill is if they follow his orders and don't become an obstacle. Despite Yuchan's openness, she's not on par with the deal and refuses to give up leadership. Treating it like no big deal, our boy turns the other direction and is more than happy to leave them behind. Suddenly, Yuchan flips a switch. She literally offers this man 100 gold coins out of the blue just to get him on her side. He declines her insulting offer, knowing he's gonna get way more by killing the boss. Zhang Fei calls him out for acting like a big shot, but something's not right, and Yuchan can sense it. She's doubtful of her chances of defeating the boss with a team, and yet here Subai is walking around acting like he's already won. In the next scene, our boy is busy playing with the system. Thanks to his new gold coins, he can upgrade his equipment again. Remember that basic cloth armor? He prioritizes upgrading it now, paying 1650 silver to skip the upgrade time as well, boosting his overall endurance. Subai is thrilled to find his health skyrocketing beyond 300. In the next scene, we're back at the tavern. Many beginner players are dying to kill the first boss, and it's certain that they will advance to the first floor soon. The tavern lady amusingly wonders if the Yan Nation will be able to secure the first kill this year at all. Even though their guild managed to hold the first kill record all the way up to floor 9, they were eventually dusted by a powerful rookie from the Beacon Nation. This rookie had some kind of triple S class profession and became the best of the best. While they're yapping at the bar, our boy is hopping around the cliffs, avoiding the small fry goblins to set his sights on the real target. Subai is left flabbergasted. There's already a fight going on, which means someone came even faster than him. Analyzing the familiar scent, Subai wonders if the energy concealment powder is being used. The powder actually masks the scent of the player from other monsters, but this won't work when it comes to higher level creatures. It bothers him how the wealthy families can easily use this kind of shit to quickly advance ahead. Deep inside the boss's lair, a group of warriors are fighting for their lives against the surrounding goblin horde. If the boss was already fighting a group, then our boy would have had to wait an entire hour before getting his turn. One of the warriors alerts brother Wang, sharing that a complete newbie has arrived out of nowhere. Wang doesn't think it's necessary for them to stop him, deeming him harmless. Then there's Li Yueren of the Li family, also belonging to one of the great families. She thinks the kid is recklessly meddling around. While they're busy insulting our boy, some of the warriors suddenly gasp in horror watching Subai approach the boss. The boss in question is a titanic goblin. It was asleep in its slumber until our boy tossed a blade across its chest, awakening it. The intimidating Goblin King gets up from his throne, towering over the newbie who dares to challenge it. Subai isn't afraid. He's more than happy to take on the beast. The Wang group is worried about the boss and awaits instructions from their leader. Wang Zixi believes that the newbie will be squashed like a bug in a few seconds. The first attack comes from the enraged Goblin King, who smashes its mace and erupts the ground. Our boy dodges it with finesse, taunting the creature and earning its fury. Confidently lunging forward, Subai calls him his bitch and announces its death. A lightning-fast slice instantly eliminates 100 health from the boss, but that's not enough to bring it down. So our boy goes on the reversal, dealing a second slash. Provoked even further, the boss attempts to smash him in one go but misses and hits the ground. Its speed is no match for Subai's fast reflexes. Next, our boy goes for an aerial descent, landing a vertical slash that obliterates another chunk of health. The only reason he's been able to land critical hits is because Subai possesses knowledge of its weak points, those being the chest, lower back, and eyes. The spectators watching are at a loss for words. These D1 haters were shit-talking about our boy earlier and now have nothing to say. Yuren worriedly asks Zixi for his analysis, but this guy has the same question as her. Just how is this rookie so damn fast? Kiting is a skill that even the top-tier players have difficulty mastering, and yet Subai is casually exploiting it in his movements. The boss is pretty weak with its depleting health, so technically they could jump Subai and steal his kill. This grinning bastard thinks that they should wait for a while longer, believing that the rookie will eventually make a mistake and feel the wrath of the Goblin King. I mean, Subai is pretty casual with it, and he's violating this beginner boss at this point. The Goblin King screams in pain and tries to attack again, but he completely misses and allows our boy to land yet another critical slash. The Goblin King roars in fury, but this cry isn't one of pain. It's a calling to summon its troops. Our boy realizes that things are about to get complicated, but hilariously the tiny goblins actually focus their target on surrounding Zixi and Yueren's group instead. Zixi rallies his group into attack formation to penetrate the circle of goblins. Yueren thinks this is a useless endeavor, especially when an endless wave is quickly surrounding them like flies. Concentrating his attention on the Goblin King, Zixi instructs his team to clear a path to the best of their ability. With the team busy sniping down the goblins, their leader marches on ahead so he can deal the finishing blow. Even with Subai's overwhelming ability, Zixi thinks that he can steal the killing blow just in time, refusing to let nobody rob him of his glory. But here's the thing. Our boy isn't a dumbass and knows that this guy wants to steal his kill. Subai can spot the mid-tier magic scroll from a distance. Confident of his victory, Zixi tosses open the magic scroll, announcing the end of the rookie as well as the beginner boss monster. The magic scroll shoots out a missile of fire. This blazing torpedo makes direct contact with the Goblin King and detonates into a loud explosion. Watching the smoke clouds, Yuran and the others celebrate having acquired their ultimate victory. However, Zixi isn't the same. Something about the situation is off. Even if the scroll nuked the boss, there isn't a system notification confirming the kill. Suddenly, the system notification does pop up, except it names Subai as the first person to slay the Goblin King in the eastern region. When the smoke settles, it's our boy Aura farming on top of the defeated boss. Zixi is stunned, questioning how this guy was able to one-shot the boss so fast. While he's full of questions, our boy treats them like a bunch of buffoons for not knowing about the fatal wound aspect. What he did was continuously exploit the weaknesses of the Goblin King, allowing him to stack up enough critical damage to finish it in one strike. Interestingly, Subai could have finished this fight way sooner, but he intentionally waited to see Zixi's reaction. In reality, our boy just wanted to teach this arrogant noble a lesson, that money alone isn't enough to get you everything. Back at the tavern, the same announcement of Subai's victory of the beginner boss reaches them. For the first time in years, the first kill of the boss was stolen from all three major families. Instead, an ordinary guy was able to snatch it for himself, making the people wonder if this dude is secretly a top-level assassin from a secret clan. The kid is an orphan with no abilities or weapons, so it's impossible for him to have defeated the three families in their run for first place. Shifting perspective to Yuchan's group, she's rendered speechless while Simp Fei can't believe what he's reading. Immediately, she storms her battalions to blitz towards the first rally point. Finally, there's Zixi Wang, who is acting pissy even after the dirty cheap move he pulled. This hotshot knows that they've got no choice but to wait for another hour before the boss respawns again. Out of nowhere, young lady Yuchan arrives out of a portal, taking offense at Zixi for trying to snipe the second boss. While these losers are arguing with each other, our boy is rewarded with a silver chest for his incredible victory over the Goblin King. He's also now considered one of the only few players among the server to accomplish the mission, which secures him another silver chest. With two of them at his disposal, Subai excitedly wonders if he's going to get rare gear this time. The first box is opened, landing him a pair of rare boots called One Step. The second silver chest acts as a support loot, landing him 10 small potions and silver coins. With this, his movement speed will experience a 30% boost for a 1-minute period. Unfortunately, using them requires level 5 minimum, so even with the decent loot, our boy can't use it right away. This reminds him to check the leaderboards of the 10th season of the Tower Challenge. He finds the list and discovers quite an upset. You would think that our boy achieved some top spot, but he's actually ranked 98. Inspecting even further, Subai discovers that the top scorers killed the boss even sooner. They're from other regions, but it's clear that these whales spent a lot of money to get top-tier equipment to finish that early. Drinking one of the potions, Subai gains a temporary experience point boost for 60 minutes. His main focus is to grind his levels even harder, especially when there is a whole list of people stronger than him right now. Walking up to a dungeon portal leading to the first floor, he welcomes the season with great anticipation. From the other side, Subai finds himself in a spatial dimension. One look at his surroundings makes him realize that this is actually the Dark Maze dungeon. This confuses him a bit. The thing about the beginner zone dungeons of the tower is that there are many different types ranging with different difficulties. The Dark Maze dungeon, this one, ranks roughly mid to high difficulty in the beginner course, making it one of the most challenging ones for new players. Placing his foot precisely, our boy starts to move in systematic fashion. He is careful about each step and recalls that it's the same pattern as last time. Subai finds himself lucky for having retained his knowledge of the maze. Suddenly, an arm shoots out of the floor. From a magic circle, a creepy ghoul arrives out of nowhere. Our boy clearly didn't expect to meet his ex-girlfriend here. Subai knows that it's a ghoul. That's not the issue here. Inspecting the creature's stats, he learns that it's a normal type with average stats. The troublesome factor about ghouls is their high agility paired with intense damage bursts. This means our boy has to play it safe in order to not get overwhelmed. Activating his flash step ability, this guy literally blitzes past the ghoul, landing a solid critical hit. That one swing of a blade is enough to kill the beast immediately. Right when our boy thought he was only dealing with one ghoul, another pops out of the ground and tries to attack him. Thankfully, Subai slashes it all the same, killing it with a single attack. With 2 kills secured back-to-back under his belt, he earns 40 experience points and consequently levels up to 3. Thanks to this level up, he's also acquired 2 attribute points. Things are coming together after defeating the Goblin King, but the dungeon's not finished just yet. This time, there's a puzzle with 2 inscription tablets. Each tablet has its own color. Red means hard, blue means easy. Since our boy is basically smurfing the ranks, he intentionally goes for the red for those spicy rewards. Standing atop the tile teleports him to a different location of the maze. Let's zoom out and see what the Yan Kingdom is up to. At the Zhou Dynasty Guild HQ, the Guildmaster learns about the smooth progress of Junkai. Zhou Wang, the founder and leader, doesn't care about meaningless progress. All he cares about is that they secure the final prize. His assistant thinks both the father and son are similar, and assures the guild leader that young Master Junkai will stand at the top of the rookie ranks this year. But the guild leader snaps, roaring at his assistant. The thing is, every season before this one had its own rookie king. Each of them is a competent warrior who had to struggle to get to where they wanted. It's not just any title that can be assigned to a nepo baby. Zhou Wang is hoping for the best for his son, believing that he will make him proud. Back to our boy, who is currently obliterating a trio of ghouls like butter. 3 more down, he gains experience points and nearly reaches level 4. These monsters are helping him farm points with ease, and his experience potion makes it all worth it too. With all of the ghouls defeated, their corpses vanish from the room. Surprisingly, 5 tiles light up in succession, each boasting a different color. Subai stares at the intriguing gray tablet, which always leads to a hidden room. It's not a bonus he expected, but he welcomes it with open arms. Curious to see what lies at the end of this route, he steps on the gray tablet to reach the hidden room. The moment he teleports is also the moment he is welcomed by dozens of bloodthirsty ghouls. These Spider-Man wannabes waste no time pouncing on top of our boy, but they forgot they were dealing with Michal Jordan. Subai leaps up to accept their challenge and slashes every single one of them. In the time span of a few minutes, this man defeats every single ghoul in the room, achieving level 4 and earning points in the progress. Subai excitedly checks his level system, having cleared the hidden room. Despite the difficulty of the room being S, this man managed to clear it without any problems. With his preparation finished, our boy thinks that it's finally time for him to pay the boss a visit. First, he inspects the global rankings. Among them, Zhou Junchai is at the top, with Lin Mengshuan standing second. But even then, it appears that the boss is yet to be defeated by anyone. Naturally, Subai steps on the red crest, opening a crevice that leads him to the boss. This time, he's thrilled to speedrun a record for the rest of the players to feel jealous of. With that determination, he arrives inside the boss's lair. The lair is gigantic, encompassing the floor of one's boss. There are gargoyle statues with a gigantic oxman sitting on his throne. The beast exudes a thrilling aura, donning a warrior outfit. Subai doesn't even consider them a nuisance anymore. Rushing in with his refined blade, Subai demolishes the group of ghouls in successive mutilating strikes. The servants are defeated in little to no time, while our boy charges full speed ahead to mess with the boss monster still sitting on his throne. A pair of red demonic eyes glare at him with fury. A floor 1 boss is acting like the final boss for some reason. This Minotaur is classified as an elite level threat, with a gargantuan health bar of 55,000 points. It even has 3 different skills to confuse the players. But even against all of that, Subai is chill, and taunts the Minotaur for being just as cocky as he was before. First up, our boy throws his decoy sword to lure the attention of the boss. The Minotaur casually swipes the sword with a flick of its hand. Annoyed, the Colossus grabs its enormous battle axe, channeling streaks of electricity. Prepared, the monster lets out a battle cry that shakes the dungeon room with its ferocity. The battle cry activates the 2 gargoyles that were sitting on top of the pillars. Subai displays no signs of fear, and instead shows true excitement at being challenged. The explosive Minotaur activates its trample charge skill to unleash a heavy swing of its axe. Meanwhile, the 2 gargoyles are planning to attack our boy from behind. Fighting strategically, Subai first evades the swing, causing the Minotaur to stagger and create an opening. Then he exploits the same opening by stabbing the monster at its weak point, landing a critical strike upon first contact. The monster roars, but our boy's already on the move for a second swing and zooms past the battlefield. Reading the Minotaur's next move, Subai anticipates another slashing strike. But before they could do anything, this guy literally speed blitzes all 3 of his targets with an array of slashes from top to bottom. Each slash causes an immense amount of damage thanks to Subai's lightning-fast slipstream skill. Enraged, the Minotaur attempts to stomp our boy. Subai dashes away with ease. Right now, the Minotaur is furious. So furious that it burns an orange aura, tapping into one of its 3 skills called the Heavy Bull Charge. I don't know about you guys, but if a house-sized bull covered in flames fucking charged at me, I would be praying to every god on earth to save my life. Subai didn't anticipate the Minotaur to use a skill so quickly. The monster is moments away from trampling our boy, but it's exactly what he wanted to happen in the first place. Subai uses the bull's rage against him, and casually evades the charge just in time, even taunting the Minotaur for missing its target. He traumatizes the boss monster with a stinging slash across its eye. This critical hit is so nasty that it chops off 1,000 points immediately. As for the two gargoyles ganging up from behind, Subai experiences no difficulty dealing with them. He simply waves his weapon across the field and cuts through both of them. Thanks to the added points, Subai shoots up to level 5 at last, finally reaching his desired goal. Now he can use the broken skill of his rare footgear. Subai selects it and activates his one-step ability, boosting his speed by 30 seconds. He was already fast, but now he's so unstoppably fast that the Minotaur can't even see him. Streaks of blue cut past the creature's body, slashing all over and rendering him buckets of sharp pain. Enraged and insulted, the Minotaur is forced to enter its berserk state. This maniacal state of the monster is a nightmare to deal for even its own servants, as it crushes the ghouls in anger. Subai mocks the beast even then, calling the fight a mere playground experience for him. His effortless maneuvers overstimulate the Minotaur's body, as it helplessly searches for its target. With the berserk mode fading to 0, the Minotaur angrily dashes ahead to attack. But the moment he decides on a direction, Subai simply teleports behind the boss with his godlike speed, confusing it over and over again. Exploiting an easy opportunity, Subai slashes the Minotaur's chest, landing yet another critical hit. The same towering beast that looked intimidating at the beginning of their battle is now on its knees, losing continuous HP because of rapid bleeding. And now, the boss is just an easy target to kill. With the monster immobilized, Subai plunges his blade into its thick skin, forcing out more blood. This last hit just now extinguishes 3,000 points of health. In the end, the monster no longer has the health to continue the fight, and topples to the ground with a heavy slam. The conclusion of the battle earns Subai an entry ticket to floor 2 of the dungeon. Having defeated the first floor's boss with a perfect battle rating, the system awards him with a whopping 10,000 experience points. The system also honors him with the achievement of becoming the first player to beat the first floor boss. His reward is a golden treasure chest as well as an experience orb among gold coins. His speedrun time is just under an hour, which also breaks the all-time record for clearing in the Tower of God. On the flip side, a certain someone is facing the giant Minotaur with a blazing explosion. This person is none other than Zhou Junkai, who possesses the 10,000 Calamities Annihilation Cannon. This trust fund baby thinks he owns the world because of daddy's money. But right as he's fighting the creature, the system announcement pops up, informing the players about Subai's incredible record of defeating the first floor boss. Junkai's face drops in shock, unable to comprehend how there could be someone even faster than him. At the current leaderboard, Subai has just displaced Junkai's #1 rank. This guy is so salty that he thinks our boy must have cheated, because there's no one who could have defeated the Minotaur in under an hour. The system notification has gained the attention of many people, making them question the legitimacy of the player known as Subai. No one would have thought the Yan Kingdom would be responsible for recreating a monster like Li Jianxian, who became a legend for his nation. From Subai's performance so far, people are already banking on the chances of him succeeding as the rookie king of the season. Even more alarmed is the guild leader, Junkai's daddy, who questions the identity of Subai. Still, there were 9 floors left in the Tower of God, and if Junkai managed to ace his job transfer mission, he could potentially steal the Rookie King's title for himself. Showing disregard for his son, the guild leader demands a full-scale investigation on Subai. The scene cuts to Lady Yuchan, who is already making moves, sending messages to our boy. She even invited him to come work for the Lin family, and in the end, massively regrets underestimating his abilities. Let's go back to our boy, who stands before the golden treasure chest. This piece of beauty only appears for first kills and special events, so they are really hard to come by. Thanks to his accomplishment, Subai will be the first person to open the golden chest of this Eason, which means he is guaranteed a top-tier piece of equipment. Hovering before his eyes is a gold-plated perfect grade item. Its name? The Almighty Golden Hoe. Our boy grabs his hoe and secures the bag. He knows that this thing will become a lot more useful in the later stages of the tower. He consumes the orb's benefits, gaining 60,000 points right off the bat. As a result, he shoots up to level 6. Next, he upgrades his footwear equipment, spending 3,000 silver coins to skip the upgrade time duration. Since he's got more than enough money at his disposal, Subai gets the benefit right away. After a while, he's swimming in a high-level upgrade. The system outlines his current profile, his main equipment being the Supreme Artifact, his trusty refined blade, his rare footwear, and finally a common armor. To bump up the difficulty of his speedrun journey, Subai makes a personal goal of clearing the 10 floors within 24 hours. Our next location is the Naka Desert. The system informs our boy of a 1-minute waiting period before the start of the first wave. The countdown begins, while Subai is intrigued by the landscape. Knowing what he does in the desert, Subai is expecting 10 waves of monster invasions. But that seems way too slow and easy for him, so he wants to look for a way to help them spawn even faster. The first creature pops out of the summoning portal just behind him. This ugly freakazoid is the sawtooth lizard with a venomous bite. Subai is genuinely bored and thinks that these guys are only going to waste his time. Instead of waiting for them, Bro seizes the initiative and makes his first move by lunging right in. With a single slash, the first lizard is slain with a critical hit. Then another, back to back until the entire wave is annihilated. Now that all of them were dead, the second wave would arrive in another minute. The normal battle process of defeating these lizards takes about 10 minutes, but our boy easily managed to defeat the wave in 2. The second wave follows suit, with Subai popping open the use of his one-step gear. This way he'll reach them even faster than before and wipe them out quickly. With the effect activated, this man becomes the Flash, securing kill after kill after kill in a zigzag motion. Subai is so excited that he wants to break all of the records he made in his previous life. The system dubs complete annihilation of Wave 2 of the lizards. The third wave quickly spawned, only to get killed all the same. The fourth spawned, also dead. This happened until eventually our boy confronted the boss of the second floor. Subai is seconds away from dealing the finishing blow on the werewolf. His final slash nails the last strike, ending the creature's life. With this, Floor 2 has been cleared and the entry ticket for the third has been granted. The system awards him with another golden treasure chest for securing the first kill of the boss. His clear time was only 30 minutes too, making it a really fast speedrun. Popping open the chest, our boy discovers the one thing that he desperately needed the most. A perfect grade linked armor, clad in purple and gold. This thing is a beast with a regeneration effect too. Subai is proud of his luck, and heads right into the upgrade settings to boost its stats. He doesn't want to make it completely overpowered, to the point not even he can use it. Spending 1 gold coin, our boy moves forward with the expensive upgrade, feeling satisfied with his premium investment. Subai's level jumps up to 7 after consuming another experience orb. He is now powerful enough to challenge the third floor with the entry ticket. Our boy steps towards the portal after extinguishing 100 gold coins like nothing. His current hurdle is shortage of funds. Inside the silken cavern of the third floor, Subai is confronted by bloodthirsty, creepy crawlies of all kinds. He's a human-sized bug exterminator, so he sweeps right in to kill them all. Currently, Junkai is still busy blasting the Minotaur, until eventually he defeats it and clears the first floor. His clear time is 2 hours and 25 minutes, which is way more than Subai's. Thanks to his victory, he earns a rare weapon called the Exquisite Longsword as his reward. Bro is super excited at first, until he checks the leaderboard and sees Subai sweeping the ranks of floor 2. It stuns him how this man has already annihilated the second floor when Junkai hasn't even stepped foot in it. Despair sets in, and this wannabe big shot succumbs to defeat. It boggles him to know about the identity of Subai. Meanwhile, our boy is currently dicing the overgrown fat spider to his delight. He wraps up floor 3 tremendously fast as well, securing first place again. Skipping ahead, he doesn't experience any form of difficulty with the fourth floor either. Another record set. Floor 5 is where he annihilates an aquatic behemoth, clearing the level in 20 minutes. His consistent victories back-to-back are ridiculous in the eyes of the spectators. In their eyes, he's an absolute monster for a beginner who shows no signs of slowing down. Many others are chatting, wondering if this season is too easy for the beginners. But then comes the question of Junkai's pace, as despite having obtained a godlike weapon for free, he still took a while clearing level 1. The scene cuts to the strategy meeting room, where the members of the group express their interest in our boy. Pei Ling Sui and Sinantian find it strange that this mysterious fellow doesn't even have a previous track record or any family connections. They theorize that perhaps Subai stumbled upon some kind of overpowered ability within the tower, but that's extremely rare. Only 10 pieces of epic grade equipment exist in the Yan Kingdom, so it's not reasonable to think Subai has one. Ling Shui and Nantian are two of the most competent fighters the Yan Kingdom has ever known, and even they are dumbfounded by this situation. Their argument is brought to an end by strategy leader Captain Su Kang. This guy doesn't care about the specifics. All he cares about is purchasing Subai's weapons after he returns from the tower. He reasons that they could set a meeting with him to discuss details. Nantian shares his objections, but the captain quickly shuts him up, emphasizing that the rookie squads have always worked this way. They could use Subai for their own benefits. Saying so, the captain dismisses the meeting and leaves. Ling Sui teases Nantian to worry about himself, as he's at the verge of being demoted to the second-tier team. Back to our boy, he's currently analyzing his basic stats. Each level up grants him 8 points randomly, but the one thing draining his wallet is the lack of funds for equipment upgrades. From now on, a minimum upgrade is going to set him back 13 gold coins because that's just how good his gear has become. Despite having 300 coins already, Subai is thinking about clearing floor 10 and acquiring 500 coins. Achieving the Rookie King title will also grant him 200 coins, but a despairing reality sets in. It's still not enough. This man needs Elon Musk levels of money to really advance his weapons. Suddenly, a person came to his mind. Inspecting the system settings, Subai opens his messages, realizing that it's time for him to accept proposals. Remember Lady Yuchan? He offers her a whole bunch of crystals for different price points. The interesting thing about this deal is that he's offering a discount from the market price. Yuchan folds and accepts to buy the entire stock. Our boy is more than happy to sell her 30 crystals, with the idea of selling even more later. Finalizing the trade and acquiring his beloved coins, Subai steps into floor 6 to continue grinding. Wild Oasis is one of the more difficult floor levels of the tower. This is the part where things started to take an upward shift. The boss can appear out of anywhere, so you have to look around. Wielding his newest weapon, our boy grabs his trusty crossbow for the job. Except he doesn't have a bundle of arrows. Subai intends to do his best. While he's navigating the area, he is suddenly confronted and surrounded by a group of jaguars. This is the perfect chance for our boy to test his new weapon, so he shoots a whole bunch of arrows. The arrows instantly take down a bunch of the monsters, but there are a few that lunge at Subai from behind. Sensing danger, he flips around and shoots them all the same. With the monsters killed, Subai decides to reuse the arrows from their corpses. The good thing is that they can be used twice, which means he could save them for later floors. When they've expired their use, he's gonna make bank by selling them to Yu-chan. Arriving at the stream, Subai remembers that this location is where the boss is known for spawning. Moving against the water, he senses a tingling feeling. This confirms the location of the boss. Like clockwork, Subai senses its arrival and jumps ahead to defeat it. However, he finds a bunch of trident-wielding fishmen instead. These guys are normal monster types in a group. Subai targets each one of them with his range weapon. The first few arrows easily kill the fishmen. Their bodies also drop a rare bag of coins as well as a job transfer crystal. Our boy selects the B-rank crystal, which has a high drop rate in this location. Next, he prompts the system settings for the crystal and sends it to Lady Yu-chan, offering her a trade. The woman takes one look at the warrior class crystal and presents 100 gold coins, or 100,000 in cash. Milking the shit out of her wallet, Subai forces her to double her offer, and the deal is secured. Next, he pounces away happily, having secured another round of farming. Suddenly, Subai hears an intimidating screeching sound. He turns around, excited to confront the boss at last. This dude is also a fishman, except he's on steroids and definitely needs a Snickers. Dubbed the Oasis Fish Demon, this guy is an elite-level boss with numerous skills of its own. But it's nothing to Subai, who shit-talks the boss, aims his crossbow at his next plaything. The monstrous fishman aims its trident at our boy, who is shooting numerous arrows from afar. The arrows inflict a ton of damage, but that's not all. Subai lunges upward to shoot some more from point-blank range, securing critical hit after critical hit. The enraged fishman throws its trident, its only weapon, in an effort to kill the insect of a human. But our boy dodges it with ease, and calls it a dumb fish with room temperature IQ. Declaring its death, Subai unleashes 3 headshots back-to-back, abusing the shit out of his aimbot skills. The boss is killed with a heavy splash in the water, while the system congratulates him for attaining another perfect score. This floor took him nearly 2 hours to complete because of its difficulty. However, Subai is still happy for gaining 5 silver chests in return. Reaping his rewards, he pops open the chests, gaining potions, gold coins, and gear. Our boy isn't happy with what he got, as it's mostly low-tier stuff. He likes the Fish Demon Bracer's equipment piece and decides to upgrade it. Subai wears them and likes the attribute buffs, which will boost his overall stats. Setting sights on the 7th floor, he sets a new goal of clearing the 10 floors within 20 hours. Surprisingly, the system makes a sudden announcement out of the blue. A new player, Lin Mengshuan, appears to have emerged with an S-class profession off the bat. People are discussing Mengshuan's origin from the Lin family, the same family that shares connections to Sword Immortal Li, a guy who is so godlike that he's ranked #1 in the world. People are seriously taking Mengshuan as a serious contender for the Rookie King, but some people are also skeptical of her, seeing how Subai annihilated the 7th floor already while Mengshuan's stuck on 3rd. Some of them predict that Mengshuan has some kind of secret weapon, just like Zhou Junchai. Right now, our boy is sitting at the top with Mengshuan and Junchai trailing behind. The spoiled brat is enraged for being 3rd place and intends to take his revenge after the 5th floor rankings. The 7th floor of the Tower of God brings us to the Dark Castle. Here, our boy is going up against the Primordial Edgelord. He slashes the old bag of bones with a critical hit. On the 4th floor, Mengshuan is currently busy pummeling the Lizardman, refusing to stay stuck in 2nd place. Junkai is on the 5th floor and freshly acquired a class-changing stone. His awakening is actually incredible, with Junkai entering the double SS rank class as a gunner. On the 8th floor, we have our boy challenging a bunch of skeletons in the Abyss of Pain. Subai slashes them once each, killing them with a single blow. He's excited by his current trajectory, knowing that only 2 more floors are left to topple. Mengshuan defeated the 6th floor at the same time as Junchai. They're battling for 2nd place, while our boy is on the 9th floor already. This place is disgusting because of its ugly zombies. While he defeats them, Mengshuan secures position at the 7th floor, killing the boss. At long last, Subai has climbed his way to the top on the 10th floor. This one is called Nightmare Platform, housing the eldritch boss monster called Nightmare Heroes. Like always, our boy basically calls him Lil Bro and declares his goal of seizing the Rookie King title. The fight kicks off with Subai lunging for a proper finish, refusing to play around with his opponent. At once, he renders a dozen slashes to cut open the boss. The behemoth responds with its claw, but our boy easily counters it, mocking the monster for being foolish enough to attempt it a second time. The fight comes to an end when the phantasm is severed clean with a final vertical strike. The same nightmare monster that is supposed to be hell to deal with just got humbled. With all 10 floors cleared, the system announces Subai for becoming the first person to clear the 10th floor, earning him the title of Rookie King. This title significantly boosts his experience points passively and adds attribute points, but it will only last for 1 season's duration. The important thing is that he secured a triple S-class crystal. With 5 golden chests held in reserve, our boy is expecting top-tier loot this time. First up is the rare tiger sword, which is kinda mid. Then there's a treasure map, which is great for navigation. An energy shield and a light stone aren't too impressive, but better than average. The best of all among them are the fire dragon gauntlets. Their stats are so good they could be classified as epic gear. Testing out their strength, our boy nukes the field with a punch. Observing his profile, he thinks that he'll become unstoppable if he can simply upgrade the gear with the supreme clock. Next, he opens 30 silver chests that he collected during his farming run. This secured him enough money to upgrade all of his weapons and even unlock some new ones. Let's check the reactions of the mob. The spectators of Yan are shocked to witness Subai's successful conquest in 17 hours. He also got a triple S-class crystal, which is the rarest, so rare that the likes of Sword Immortal Lee had one and became #1 worldwide. The people of Yan Kingdom are crying happy tears for the success of their nation, while members of the meeting council are monitoring Subai's combat footage. The captain demands to investigate every last piece of information on our boy and emphasizes recruiting him immediately. Ling Shui questions what they should offer him in the first place, prompting the captain to shout at her. His offer is the highest standard squad for Subai to join, the same squad that is on the front lines for all their missions. After all, a talent like Subai could never be placed in second-rate losers. The captain insists that a genius talent like him cannot be left to chance. After acquiring Subai, their squad will shoot up in rankings tremendously, putting their status next to the immortal sword Li. Ling Sui promises to complete the mission, knowing that the captain is right. At the beginner's tavern, spectators wonder if Subai has already chosen a class. He has yet to make a transfer, but so far his strength is beyond their imagination. People wonder if he's ever going to come back to his city to celebrate. Speaking of the devil, our boy slams the door open. His bashful entry receives hate from the people, all of which are questioning why this guy is walking with so much confidence, acting like he owns the place. The guy steps up to the tavern lady, who is pretty impressed with his performance. Subai demands a glass of Fallen Star, an exclusive drink and the lady's personal recipe. To the shock of the customers, the lady isn't flipping out on this guy at all. Instead, she enjoys talking to him as if they're friends. The tavern lady knows that he's got a big load of valuable goods and maybe even something else. She charges him the full amount for the drink. Subai delightfully chugs it in, boosting his stats by 1 point each. Next, he requests a private room for his stay upstairs. Before he could enjoy his sweet rest, Lady Yu-chan arrives out of the blue. She's come with her bodyguards to forward her professional relationship with our boy. Subai shows her his sack, of crystals I mean, and receives an enthusiastic reaction. They go upstairs to discuss things privately, where Subai shares the incredible crystals he collected. Their shimmer blinds the Lin family members. Among them there are 5 B-rank crystals and many low-ranking ones. Lastly, our boy even whips out the S-rank crystal to shock everyone. None of the Lin family members expected this, not even Yu-chan, who is probably ready to sell herself just to get her hands on it. This girl is going horny over a crystal, while mustache hair at the back is losing his mind. Yu-chan instantly demands a price for the crystal, setting her sights on the trade. Subai assures her that the rest of the items will be sold at market price. He's looking for 10% in cash and the rest of the amount transferred in gold coins. He also tasks her with a bunch of supplies to purchase, something Yu-chan can easily do with her network. Subai hands her the list and takes care of business. Bro settles down on his couch, asking for an offer for the S-rank crystal. Lady Yu-chan pumps out 200 million in cash as her big number. Not even our boy expected this piece of rock to cost that much. Hilariously, Yu-chan treats it like 200 million isn't even that high for this rarity, so she's even happy to give him a free residence in the first city of the Tower of God. Both of her lackeys are questioning Yu-chan's decision to offer such a prestigious reward, but this woman is standing on business and really wants that crystal for whatever reason. Subai realizes that he might be underestimating the stone's value. Instead of arguing, he accepts the deal and requests payment to be scheduled in 7 days. An excited Yu-chan is more than pleased to sign the contract. Our boy signs it properly as the two shake hands. Their deal comes to fruition, with the lady enjoying her fancy new expensive rock. Next, Yu-chan welcomes Subai into the Lin group, knowing that he pulled a triple S-class crystal, which means everyone and their mother is going to try recruiting him now. But Subai doesn't intend to transfer classes for the time being, which surprises Yu-chan because someone could easily try to steal his precious crystal. To that, our boy assures her that he's got his own plans cooking at the back. He has no need to worry about such things. The meeting comes to a close, and while Subai is heading off to rest, he ends up hearing a conversation between two guys. They're suspicious of his identity as Subai. Everyone in the bar now knows his name, realizing that he's the one who made a dramatic entrance. They're so hell-bent and focused on him that the tavern lady's business is more chaotic than ever. She intends to even the playing field with him soon. While our boy is dead asleep, this sneaky devil pops into his room. Yeah, every man's wet dream. Tavern lady sets her sights on her target and kicks him awake. Subai is annoyed by her, while she complains to him about her business failing to function because of his antics. To make up for all the trouble he's caused, our boy offers a bunch of gold coins. Tavern lady is dazed by the sight of them, and immediately switches her attitude. The girl was about to beat his ass and suddenly acts like she can take care of all the problems on her own. Subai reminds her not to kill anyone in her crusade, with her reassuring him that she's not a murderer. Going over an important topic, Subai brings up another affair. The tavern lady is excited, predicting that he's brought her a bunch of rare recipes to sell again. However, what he reveals is actually the triple S grade job change crystal. Yes, the rarest crystal to ever exist. Subai informs her that he's about to initiate the god's trial. It catches her interest, causing her to question how he came to know about it at all. The answer is simple. It's from the information of his previous life, where he'd experienced it more than 100 times already. The tavern lady emphasizes that the only requirement for the trial is the crystal. In that dimension, there won't be any money or equipment. Instead, there will be a hidden class crystal. It's a risky maneuver, because if our boy actually ends up taking the trial, the SSS grade crystal will vanish. One shot is all he has, and unfortunately, Subai has failed this opportunity over 100 times in the past. He aims to rectify his mistakes, and requests her to arrange the trial. The tavern lady is surprised by his determination, and reminds our boy that if he dies, it's on him. Subai isn't worried, and remains confident in his chances of survival. The tavern lady grasps the crystal and crushes it in her hand, commencing the start of the trial. After the crystal's destruction, the system alerts the player that there won't be any way to escape the trial after it has begun. A magic circle manifests open, while the tavern lady warns him one last time. Subai calls her an annoying grandma, pissing her off to the point she kicks his ass into the circle to die. Subai falls into the portal, shouting in fear that she used the same stupid move again. Of course, the boss lady has no idea what he's talking about, and wonders if they've ever met before. Our boy plops into a literal hellscape dimension. This place is full of fiery lava. At last, Subai has made his descent into the same trial that he lost many times before in his previous life. The skeletal remains lingering in the hellish river are the bodies of the ones who once dared to challenge the trial. The grim reality is that our boy came here with the same goal as these people. He's in real danger here. Checking his system stats, he realizes that everything in his inventory has been sealed. The only thing he's got left is his golden hoe. Equipping it, he prepares himself for what's to come. The system is about to unleash a gigantic wave of cave demons upon him. With a 60-second countdown, an extremely nerfed version of Subai is ready to rumble. This time, his base stats are higher than they were in all his previous attempts, so there's a chance of victory. The countdown reaches 0 as our protagonist reminds himself to be ultra-focused. If he's not channeling the focus of David Goggins, he's gonna be cooked just like the rest. The swarm of cave demons emerges from the portals. They're all comparable to beginner-level bosses with large health pools. Subai knows that he can't wait for them to unleash an attack, so this man goes rushing for a first kill. A headshot on one of the demons wipes out 500 health at once. But this kind of damage is chump change. Subai goes for a double slash, rendering 2,000 damage at once and defeating the first demon. His current score stands at 1 point, but this trial has only just begun. Launching his secondary assault, Subai cuts up the second demon in a myriad of strikes. His back-to-back killing spree has already taken out 3 demons in quick succession. Subai's steal-slash technique is making a mess out of the demons with each swing. The sword is even given for the test has skills of its own, and it's thanks to our boy's past experience with the god trial that he can use their full potential. More of the demons crawled their way to him. In response, this man unleashes a column of 3 fiery strikes, killing 3 demons instantly with critical hits. Subai is really feeling himself and loves the killing spree. Let's zoom out and check things out in town. People in the forums are busy discussing why the mysterious Subai has yet to change his class. No one would have waited this long to transition into a powerful class. News of Lady Yuchan selling some high-quality crystals for auction have also reached their ears. They wonder if Subai ended up selling her all his goods. That's where the tavern lady comes in, beating their asses for disturbing her business. She assures them that Subai's crystal is already broken, which doesn't make any sense because they didn't get a notification of his class change. Tavern MILF assures them that she's the one who crushed the crystal, and she's more than happy to crush their heads too. I mean, I don't think any of us is going to refuse that offer. Back at the strategy group meeting room, the captain receives a sudden report from one of his informants. He can't believe his ears. The crystal has been shattered by Lady Dinah, who physically can't lie as she's an NPC. This spells trouble for this guy's plans. While the chatters are busy shit talking about our boy, the captain is furious and slams the table in his anger. The punk uses this opportunity to berate Subai's caliber and assures their leader that the kid is a dumbass for wasting his crystal. Ling Shui thinks this clown is annoying, while he accuses her of having feelings for the newbie. Their stupid argument is brought to a halt with the captain screaming his frustrations. He doesn't give a damn about them, and calls for an immediate protection of the tower, emphasizing that they capture Subai and return with him for a conversation. The blonde punk still doesn't think it's worthwhile to pursue the latest rookie king, especially when his crystal is already done for. The captain calls him a dumbass because it's obvious Subai is hiding some of his real techniques from the world. The captain seems to have full faith in our boy's ability to manifest even more high-grade crystals in the upcoming seasons. Ling Shui praises her leader's ability to think so far ahead, but he ain't no simp and tells her to beat it. Nantian suggests torturing and interrogating Subai properly, but that is too inhumane. The captain highlights the importance of securing Subai's loyalty for his secret techniques, as the future of Yan Kingdom depends on this mission. Back to the trial, our boy is slaughtering the lesser demons of the first stage. With the first wave totally obliterated, the system congratulates him. By the way, that shit took 10 whole hours just to finish wave 1. Subai remembers his dreadful experience in the previous trials. He still has to deal with a damning 9 more floors to go, forcing him to overcome a million freaking monsters to secure top rating. Right now, he's only at 11,000 kills, so this thing is going to take him a serious amount of time. The system welcomes him to the second stage, where all of his basic stats are reset. This time, he'll be dealing with a bunch of stinger demons. Commanding the restore status ability, Subai waits for the grace period to end. He needs to act fast to finish the trial in time. In front of him is a man's worst nightmare straight out of Australia, a swarm of gigantic hornets. They're even poisonous, so their passive drains life too. This time our boy is given a lasso iron whip for the stage. He can also switch between different newbie level weapons to play with different styles. The first stinger demon tries to sting his ass, but our boy channels the power of Zeus and obliterates 20 of them in one go. So far the whip is working in his favor, especially when these stinger demons are known for having really shitty defensive stats. Activating his sweep skill and pairing it with the whip, this man demolishes 50 demons in his second blast. 12 hours of continuous slaughtering later, our boy stands at a score of 255,000. At long last, the stage has been cleared, with Subai brought to complete exhaustion. Here, he switches his weapon to a spear. Killing 250,000 of those things was a pain in the ass just now, but thankfully the new stage transition allows him to reset his health and stamina. For his next wave, Subai will have to deal with a horde of warlock imps. Adapting accordingly, he switches to a long-range fighting style with a bow, the perfect weakness to beat these guys. These imps are basically Batman if he turned into an ugly green midget with zero aura. Subai begins their extermination by launching numerous arrows at once. Most of them land as clear headshots. He smiles confidently in his speed as it is his strongest stat. The imps retaliate by casting range spells of their own. Subai evades these colorful little lasers and successfully makes it out in one piece. And yes, the one piece is real. Around this time, we have Meng Xuan, who has freshly defeated the 10th boss of the Tower of God. It took her a total time of 40 hours to clear the whole thing. Despite finishing second, she is not happy, and intends to personally meet Subai someday. Day 6 of the trial breaks news across the kingdom. The rookie class ranking has officially been released with around 100 S-rank players and 21 SS class players. The citizens of Yan Kingdom aren't too thrilled about this announcement. It's similar to the results of last year. However, the performance of Junkai, Weilan, Mengzhuan, and finally Yuchan is notable. The only mystery yet to be solved is the disappearance of Subai. Speaking of him, we get to the old tavern where Lady Yuchan is sipping her tea. Simp Fei questions why she turned down 2 important proposals from the other families all for the sake of a nobody like Subai. Just like always, she ignores Lil Bro's ranting and demands her to focus on his given order. He tries to whine more, but she shuts him up, stating that she has personal plans to follow. In her friend list, there are only a handful of people, but Subai appears to have entered abnormal status. It's been a week since this change, around the same period where the rumors of his crystal shattering spread around. Deducing his condition using these 2 points, Yuchan realizes that our boy is still stuck in the newbie zone doing something miraculous again. Speaking of our boy, let's head to stage 7 of the trial. Here, Subai is dealing with durable golems. These guys are first frozen with ice arrows and then shattered with a secondary shot. He makes light work of them, shattering their defenses and even mocking them for being weak targets to ice magic. As he steps forward to enter stage 8, a realization dawns on him that it's already been a week. He needs to clear 3 more stages before the newbie zone ends, so he gets to work in even faster fashion. This time, Subai has to deal with an even stronger version of the demons on floor 1, and he's so damn fast that he kills nearly 30 of them at once. 6 hours of painstaking grind later, Bro arrives to challenge Godzilla. He's got a flaming longsword. Thanks to his incredible speed, Subai delivers one final swing to kill the monster. At long last, the system receives a notification confirming his 1 millionth kill status. Furthermore, 24 hours are left until the newbie test period expires fully. Our boy excitedly prepares himself to challenge the final stage and the final boss of the trial. Standing in front of a spiraling red globe, he taunts the boss to come out. A gargantuan red magic circle pops out, sending out the literal incarnation of Satan. This is the Red Lotus demon with a damning difficulty of an overlord. Boasting 1 million health points, this thing is a tough cookie to crack. But this guy cracks all the hoes. I mean all the bosses. The flaming demon curses at the foolish human and attempts to annihilate him with a single attack. Bro dodges a literal nuke and realizes that he gotta be careful around this titanic demon. The fact that this boss has 2,000 defenses alone means that most of Subai's attacks are going to be useless. Right now, he's forced to be on the defensive, hoping to exploit an opening to make his move. The Red Lotus Demon throws dozens of spiraling strikes, each of which is evaded by Subai's excellent footwork and evasive skills. Equipping himself with a hook chain gauntlet, our protagonist awaits his perfect chance. The Red Lotus Demon is moments away from summoning a minion from the flames, but Subai is faster and actually uses the hook chain to pull its body, ragdolling it against the boss monster's face. The demon writhes in pain, having suffered damage from one of its own attacks. Meanwhile, our boy is in the mood to avenge all of his fallen comrades who dared to challenge this trial and lost their lives. Manifesting his sword, he swipes a spatial rend that literally chops off the Overlord's right limb. With its attacks now nullified, Subai sweeps in to capitalize on the opportunity. This time, he lunges up top and equips his bow for a ranged strike. These arrows make contact with the Overlord's body, inflicting more damage. Using the same momentum paired with lightning-fast speed, Subai repositions himself for another attack. The demonic boss pitifully tries to defend itself, but it's useless. Channeling his inner Batman energy, Subai basically says that even gods are vulnerable when stripped of their defenses. The Overlord curses at the humans with every stinging stab inflicted by our boy. A barrage of arrows rains down on the boss monster. The demon reacts with offense of its own, squashing each arrow with telekinetic explosions. Our boy uses this moment to his advantage and gets all the way up in the ugly demon's face. Subai declares the end of the world for the pathetic boss and takes out both of his swords. Dual-wielding like Sung Jinwoo, this man starts unleashing hell upon Satan. The boss monster is eventually slashed to pieces and falls to its doom. Subai taps away across the stage and ends the fight with complete exhaustion. The god trial has been cleared, accomplishing his requirement to achieve the hidden class. As for the 1 million points he secured, exchanging them earns him the rarest title of hero. Bro is finally done with his killing streak and celebrates achieving the hidden key to his growth in the previous life. This title helped him clear nearly 1,000 floor levels. But our boy isn't interested in exchanging his points. Right now, he's most curious to test out the legend of the Golden Hoe. Bro launches his expensive hoe into the lava, hoping to activate its copying ability. After waiting for a while, Subai's face turns to utter shit at the realization that he might have just lost his premium weapon. Not even his points were influenced a single bit. Until suddenly, 2 columns of lava shoot out of the hellish river, revealing 2 different pieces of ultra-rare stones. These stones merge together as one, binding them to our boy's spirit. The crystals shatter upon complete merging, dubbing the player as the only wielder of the dual class. Our boy can now access both his hero and demon king attributes. Bro literally turns into 2 faces and endures the painful effects of the merging process. Our boy observes his current stats and peeks at his equipment. Everything is looking solid, as he's gained a 5 times multiplier after clearing the trial. It took him more than a week to get through this impossible trial, the same trial that became responsible for ending the lives of those who came before him. Subai bids them farewell and excitedly declares his next goal to slaughter 2 gods at the same time. Yuchan is observing her menu status when suddenly she sees our boy's online status. The ground starts to shake out of nowhere. Following the strange and sudden noise, Tavern Baddie races upstairs to see what's up. Here she finds his dumbass casually aura farming on the couch. The baddie is stunned that this man actually stood on business and cleared the possible trial. Glancing at his dual-wielding class utterly leaves her speechless. It's a concept that isn't even supposed to exist. Our boy is impressed by her sharp observation, but he doesn't really care to explain. He wants to go out for a walk with her, but she rejects his ass. Subai bids her farewell while she supplies him with one final reward. It's a hidden badge of perfect status, allowing a player to conceal their stats and even mask one's appearance. It's just the right thing Subai needed at the time. The baddie is worried about him being outed as a Demon King class specimen, and at his current trajectory, people will treat him like a threat and start hunting him down. Subai shoots her a flying kiss sarcastically and leaves the tavern with a thank you. The MILF is left flustered, kicking the air by his smooth riz. Let's head over to Ream City, which is the first playground for the newbies who clear the newbie zone. This place helps supply them with quests, class skills, and even teleportation portals up to floor 30. Walking around with an immaculate drip, Subai is really feeling himself and thinks he's ready to rumble. He coincidentally runs into Yuchan and her men. Her 2 badonkadonks greet us right through the screen, as Yuchan welcomes his return after a week-long disappearance. A while later, at the Lin family's business quarters, Yuchan is politely treated as a guest. He's dazzled by the family's luxurious spending to own a club like this. Presented with both potions and a box full of gold, Subai finds himself impressed by the young lady's efficiency. She offers him the luxury to inspect each supply and count the coins with ease. She also gestures to both her bodyguards to exit the room for a private conversation between the two. First off, Yuchan curiously asks about his class rating. Our boy counter questions her intention to probe information. His sharp response embarrasses her. forcing her to clarify that she has good intentions. Subai is informed about the latest smear campaigns running against him on the forums. He also learns that Lady Dana ended up sharing the news of crushing his crystal, which is why things escalated. Yu-chan is stunned to see this guy confirm all of the rumors without even a hint of anxiety. Forwarding her proposal, she colors him with dozens of praises, hailing him as a generational talent. Deep down, Yu-chan thinks this guy might have a second crystal, which is why he doesn't care about the first one that was crushed. This dude shows complete lack of interest in the topic and directly asks her about her goal. Yu-chan invites her to the Lin family for a joint operation against bosses. That's exactly what he anticipated her to say, because the floor difficulty goes up significantly after clearing the newbie zone of the tower. Subai emphasizes that he's fine with beating bosses together, but in no way is he going to join another guild. He's fine with taking them to the 5th floor of the tower, and requests 5 mage-type team members only to help break the record. Yu-chan shoots up in shock after hearing his goal of breaking another record. Normally it takes 20 people to get through a single floor, and here this guy is spouting delusional goals. Our boy assures her that he's not desperate to break the records either, so he gets up and leaves the meeting. Yu-chan follows him and clarifies that she's on board with the deal as long as the Lin family can use its name in the party. Subai is fine with that and prefers raiding from tomorrow since he's got a bunch of things to take care of. The young lady is delighted to earn his support, while Zhang Fei dubs him a scammer for the millionth time. Bro is a generational hater at this point. Yu-chan humbles his ass by reminding the blonde twat that he's the one who kicked their asses back at level 1. If they recklessly challenged him, they wouldn't have made it out of the floor either. Yu-chan commands an immediate team formation following Subai's formation. Though this loser agrees to follow her order, deep down he harbors great distaste for our boy and prays for his downfall. At the city lord's mansion, Subai is seen casually walking up to the gate. The people try to stop him from having a death wish, but he doesn't get why this normie is trying so hard. Wu Tai calls the newbie naive and warns him of the tight security around the city lord's mansion. Subai decides to entertain the young fellow with a little secret. The secret in question is that anyone can get an entry as long as they are crazy powerful. Subai walks up to the guards and reveals his hero title, instantly earning their praise and compliance. The people watching him from afar are at a loss for words, unable to comprehend how this new guy managed to go inside like a VIP. Even now, the guards are escorting the hero with top-tier courting. A smash in the training grounds is heard. There's a fight between Guard Captain Orlando and the City Lord, a mage facing off a sword fighter. Just watching this scene gives our boy goosebumps, because it's one of his favorite sequences from the story to unlock rare skills. Even though he himself is a dual-class player, he requires farming skill books to gain new abilities. In this arena, Subai has everything he needs to learn and get to the next level. In fact, the system even prompts him with the suggestion to learn basic swordsmanship skills from the master himself. Our boy happily taps yes, and even learns Captain Orlando's skill, the stone wall. Numerous skills make their way to our boy's system screen, and he spams the confirm button like a maniac. 10 minutes later, the mage is getting healed by several other mages, while the leader of the city appears unharmed. Our boy didn't enjoy the fight too much, as it became very boring quickly. One of the guards informs the city lord about the arrival of a hero. Stunned, the leader demands verification of Subai's identity. He reveals the data and confirms his elite status, earning proper respect from the great swordmaster and his subjects. They're thrilled to be in the presence of a hero after 100 years. This is a confusing remark to our boy who asks for clarification. The city lord shares that a hero is destined to lead Rim City into the light, but this corny description is way too exaggerated in Subai's view. Instead of glazing himself, he asks information on any quests. Knowing that the hero is currently only level 10, the city lord reveals a new mission. Apparently his trusty dog is missing, and he insultingly offers a reward of 10 gold coins for its retrieval. It's such a shitty job and underestimation of our boy's abilities, to the point Subai reveals his terrifying aura to express his anger. Wiser of the two, the mage Captain Orlando offers other missions, thinking of how stupid the city lord's suggestion just sounded. The hero receives 3 new quests to collect materials for rewards. Just then, the great swordmaster also remembers a suitable request. He tasks Subai to investigate a certain area. With so many quests lined up, our protagonist highlights how no one has cleared them before in the main storyline. Ordinary players are far too busy obsessing over the tower floors, that they forget about side quests being the key to real buffs. Interestingly, the Swordmaster's quest catches our boy's attention the most. The City Lord makes a sudden proposal, highlighting the average hero's godlike combat abilities. Long story short, this guy wants a one-on-one fight against the hero. Offering a handicap to the hero, the City Lord even intends to seal his most powerful skills. However, our boy has different plans and tells this dude to just cap himself around level 30. The same goes for Captain Orlando, implying that this man is about to smoke both of them at the same time. The mage and great warrior are equally stunned and express their complaints with this idea, knowing that the hero doesn't have a whole bunch of skills. Subai shuts their yapping and recommends they communicate in the fight. Both fighters give one look at each other, before expressing keen interest in the hero's might. In the arena, the guards murmur their shocking thoughts. The last time these guys tag teamed together was back when they defeated a powerful level 200 monstrosity. And here is Subai, who has arrogantly challenged them at the same time. The mage takes notice of the hero's confidence, while the great warrior is thrilled to show a hint of his true powers. The first assault comes from the sword master, who uses a simple skill aimed at his opponent. The result? No contact, poof, our boy is gone. Appearing like lightning from behind, Subai praises the city lord's precisely timed maneuver. Next up is the mage, who conjures a stone spike basic spell to catch our boy off guard. The very sight of it makes Subai ecstatic, and he shares no intention of dodging it either. Instead, this man literally severs the stone spikes with a myriad of fast strikes. The hero's godlike reflexes astonish the spectators, who didn't expect him to be so strong. But the fight's only just begun, and these two experienced warriors are not finished. This time, they want to hit the hero with a greater surge of strength than before. The mage entraps Subai in a cage of mud, yet another beginner skill. Having immobilized him on the spot, the city lord chimes in with his second stage slash ability, unleashing 2 fire wrens. Keeping his cool, the hero casually ducks both of them, taunting the warriors for being way too predictable. His shit-talking knows no end, but the city lord's already pouncing on him for another strike. An amazing upset occurs. Subai vanishes like lightning from his spot and reappears up top, clashing against the great warrior's blade. The city lord chases after his target with an upgraded third stage slash. However, this fight's already over. Subai has a sword against Captain Orlando's neck, startling the city lord with his bolting fast speed again. Not even 30 seconds had passed, and the fight already met its end. But our boy doesn't want to let things go that easy, and challenges the great warrior to charge at him. By this point, the city lord is starting to realize that this dude is literally built differently. Refusing to give up, the swordsman charges with his fiery blade again. This time, his strategy involves the usage of an impact technique from the ground. This is the 4th stage slash, and despite a change in variation, the result is ultimately the same. Subai faces it head-on and teleports out of the playing field. He reappears from behind like the 4th Hokage from Naruto. Subai connects his stroke using a sword or a slash. The fight is now officially done with. The sword warrior is on the ground, with the hero mocking him by calling him pathetically weak. Subai checks off one of the quests from his list and receives an inventory reward. Meanwhile, both the city lord and Captain Orlando lost their aura points to a youngster fresh out of the newbie ranks. The fact is, even if they were at level 50, our boy still would have mopped the floor with them. Subai praises their control over their techniques and hopes to spar again soon. Having said so, he leaves to deal with the next set of quests. They escort him on the way, with Subai pouncing away about his business. Meanwhile, the two old friends are now fully confident of the hero's strength, believing that he will save their city. The city of Reem is large, requiring teleportation gates just to navigate. This is why our boy wants to learn skills to help with efficiency with the quests. He's got a whole bunch of them, so he allots them into his inventory. Upper slash and multi-thrust, as well as stone spike are the techniques he now accesses. The system outlines his stats. Thanks to his high level of spirit points, his skills can easily level up, and his gear doesn't lag behind either. Confident in his ability to take on the quest, Subai visits one of the teleportation gates. His next destination is the Land of the Wraiths, where most of the quests are tasked. The guards charge him for 80 copper coins, which is a hefty cost. A vertical portal gate transfers him from one location straight into the Land of Wraiths. This place appears way more realistic than the way it was in the game, but that makes things interesting for this guy, who kept only his basic weapon for the journey. The temperature of the Land of Wraiths is pretty darn cold, making our boy regret his choices with clothes. Subai spots a bunch of skeleton warriors in the distance. These boneheads are twice his level 2, but they're all fodder in his eyes, even with superior health. Testing his new skills, Subai launches triple stone spikes. He lands perfect headshots on 3 of the skeleton warriors, killing them instantly. The rest of the warriors are barraged with a flurry of the same spikes. Thanks to critical damage, 10 of them are down within the next moment. The overpowered aspect of this magic spell comes in the form of its absurd 3200 damage. Anyway, farming the boneheads nets Subai good old points. He finally feels like the true grind has begun, instead of the newbie shit he was dealing with at Zone 1. A while passes and he's done clearing the wave, leveling up to 11 at the same time. In his previous life, acquiring skill points was a pain in the ass, but right now he's speeding through them thanks to his double class. In fact, when Subai inspects his stats, he's flabbergasted to see a 50-point increase to every perimeter. The boost of a hidden class is better than even the triple S profession. Back to the boneheads, they're here to get massacred, and massacred they indeed get when Subai launches a rain of earth spikes. To spice things up a bit, this man erects a stone wall to throw them off. He's loving every second of this massacre, berating his prey for being the victim of his job skills. The first quest is completed with the defeat of 1,000 skeleton warriors. Our boy's pretty happy with those results, but still has a long way to go to achieve his goal. The army of boneheads arrives, but this time they've brought an intimidating big guy too. This dude is literally Ghost Rider if he hits the gym and takes a ton of steroids. The Skull of Fire is a common boss in this zone. Subai is happy to challenge it, so he throws in more of his earth spikes. His assault pulverizes the fleet of skeleton warriors, killing hundreds of them at the same time. The boss monster wields a sick-ass bone sword with blue flames, and finally comes out of hiding to challenge the human in a direct fight. Subai mocks him for even thinking it has a chance against a human with infinite mana reserves. The Skull of Fire channels the surrounding mana, sucking the life force out of his warriors just to power his weapon. Think of it like Goku's Spirit Bomb from Dragon Ball, except this is the evil version. The sacrifice skill significantly amps the damage capacity of his sword, creating an ultimate move. Our boy can't even sugarcoat it. He's worried about getting hit with an attack like that. Even one slash is going to send his ass to heaven. Switching strategies, Subai decides to take the offensive maneuver, leaps up top and smashes the creature's armor. With the boss staggering from the damage of his initial blow, Subai then focuses on slicing its legs. With a collective critical damage of 20,000, he deals a finishing blow by deploying the heavy barrage of stone spikes. Unfortunately, not even this could deplete its health fully. The mighty beast attempts to force a single swing, but even with the destructive output to nuke a mountain, he's just not fast enough to catch our boy. Exploiting yet another opening, Subai delivers a barrage of endless stone spikes, spamming recklessly without worrying about mana drain or even cooldowns. Concentrating headshot after headshot, our boy deals significant damage and trash talks the boss for not training hard enough. The fight's over, as the undead behemoth is toppled, blossoming beautiful skull flowers upon defeat. Subai is ecstatic to discover another potential quest, but while he's busy collecting the flowers, he also discovers a new skill book in his inventory. It's the necromancy ability, and after spending 10 points, it is now officially a part of Subai's skill set. Intrigued by the concept of summoning magic, our boy conjures 3 undead soldiers, raising them from the ground. These loyal skeleton warriors are pretty trash normally, but they quickly become overpowered because their growth is tied to their master's level. In this case, they're strong enough to take on level 40 monsters thanks to Subai's broken stats. But wait, there's more. He can summon dozens of them at the same time to swarm his enemies with numbers. Subai completes another quest by collecting 200 skull flowers, enjoying the fruits of his labor. His next destination is a place called the Death Swamp. It's a completely new section of the map, but it doesn't intimidate our boy at all. In fact, he thinks the spiky little lizards glaring at him are cute. Fighting numbers with numbers of his own, Subai unleashes the wrath of his undead soldiers to do the killing for him. These boneheads are remarkably useful and make light work of the lizards. With the horned lizard swarm defeated, our boy is confronted by the sudden awakening of a colossal monster. This boss's defense stats are no joke, but luckily Subai's summoning skill has also advanced a bit. Our boy